Well, folks, with the Fed Up with Wacky Women, we're going to go another direction now. And today is the first episode of that new direction. I want to focus on a documentary format involving these women. There's three women I have in mind, and the first one was an idea that had been under my nose for some time. When I say under my nose, I literally mean under my nose, i.e., this woman has been in the pro wrestling industry for some time, and a lot of her trouble started right after her lover had died. Okay, to give you guys a proper context to where to start this story, this goes around. She had been in an off again, on again relationship with one Chris Candido. Now, one of these wrestling pay-per-views he was in, to give proper context, what led to his death, he was at a pay-per-view and he had fractured both his tibia and fibula and dislocated his ankle during a steel cage match. He went under surgery the next day to have titanium plates and screws inserted into his leg. He was at the following Impact tapings, managing a group called the Naturals, in a wrestling match to decide some tag titles, so he had to play the manager role. Now, on April 28th, 2005, he fell ill and his condition worsened during the day. His collapsed in the evening and was rushed to Walter Wood Johnson University Hospital. He was diagnosed with pneumonia. Doctors drained his lungs, but Candido died soon afterwards. This guy was only 33 years old. It was, you would think this is one of the videos that would belong on my Wrestlers Corners channel, but there's a reason why. Because this is about where some of her troubles had started. She had tried to get herself cleaned up. She tried to make an honest effort to start a new life, and just, I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened, but let me give you the gist of what's going on in her life. Call me what you want, but if I didn't know any better, when Mr. Candido died, she was like a lost puppy with a purpose. She tried to start over with medical technology career. I don't know how that worked out. This image right here, she's at the WWE Hall of Fame. She was put into the WWE Hall of Fame back in 2011. And it looked like things were starting to finally turn around for her. According to what I'm reading up here, that's where some of the trouble started. And that's the key focus we're going to get into. There's some other things she also did that raises some eyebrows. We're going to cut into one part of the meat and potatoes first. Let's see here. Let's start with her adult entertainment industry escapades, as you would call it. From 2001 to 2003, Sytch regularly posed nude for Missy Hyatt's adult website, Vixens. Later that year, she said she regretted taking part of that website due to money she claimed she never received. That's what I keep hearing about these women. Money they never received. There's no telling what's going on. We fast forward to 2016, and this is about the time the trouble spot issues start popping up. Vivid Entertainment released an adult film, featured Sytch, and I'm not going to tell you the title of it because that's going to make if kids watch this, they're going to look it up, and yeah, that we don't need that. Let's go a little further here. And then after being released from prison in 2020, Sytch created an OnlyFans account and uploaded adult-oriented content. So I haven't even gotten to the meat and potatoes of all the dirty that's going on here. And she got mixed up. I remember one particular ordeal where she was offering any fan that was willing to offer a sum of money to even sleep with her. This is bad. This is really bad. Okay? And we haven't gotten into the criminal stuff yet. And I'm about to do that right about now. I think around right after the time she got the nod for the WWE Hall of Fame is when her troubles really started. And this, I mean, like I said, this video should be on Wrestler's Corner, but I don't want to put on that. This is part of why Fed Up with Wacky Women. I want to go in a different direction and see how this goes. My guinea pig experiment is as follows. I want to use 3 different women. I have a second woman in mind. I'm kind of debating on that third one. The point I'm trying to make here is these women are not exactly, I wouldn't say they're not normal. I'm not saying that they're bad, but their decisions are why they are in the situations they're in. And in Miss Sytch's defense, she's like a lost puppy. She had a significant other, and he died. There's nothing you can do. In 2012, Sytch was arrested 5 times in a 4-week span for disorderly conduct, 3rd-degree burglary, and 3 counts of violating a protective order. She was arrested a 6th time in January 2013, also for violating a protective order. Sytch served 114 days in a Connecticut jail and was released on May of 2013. Throughout May and June of 2015, Sytch was arrested in Pennsylvania 3 times for driving under the influence. Sytch pled guilty to all 3 charges in January 2016. A judge sentenced her to 90 days in jail on August 18th, but counted her 97 days in rehab as time served. However, she was charged with violating her parole that September and remained in jail until February 3rd, 2017. While on probation, Sytch was arrested in New Jersey for 2 DUIs on January 23rd and February 2nd of 2018, and was also charged with fleeing the scene of an accident in relation to the February 2nd arrest. After failing to appear in court for either case, she was arrested on February 27, 2018 for 2 fugitive from justice charges and 6 counts of contempt of court, and was placed on the Monmouth County Correctional Institution. While she was being processed, it was discovered that she was a fugitive from justice due to her parole in Pennsylvania having been revoked in August of 2017. Sytch was subsequently extradited to Pennsylvania on March 23rd and remained at the Carbon County Correctional Facility until she was paroled on October 9th, 2018. I mean, the troubles just kept stacking up. She would not hold herself accountable, and I don't know why. A bench warrant was issued for Sytch in Pennsylvania on February 15, 2019, and the Carbon County Probation Department filed a motion to revoke Sytch's October 18th parole. She was arrested in Seaside Heights, New Jersey, later that month for DUI and other driving offenses, and subsequently released into the custody of the Homedale Police Department after it was discovered that she had outstanding warrants in both Homedale Township and the Knowlton Township, New Jersey. She was charged with contempt of court on both warrants. On March 20th, Sytch was extradited to the Monmouth County, back to Carbon County Correctional Facility to address her Pennsylvania charges. After a year in prison, Sytch was released on February 25th, 2020. Now, this is going to set the stage for what is coming up here. Sytch was arrested on July 13, 2020 for allegedly eluding a police officer, contempt, violation of a domestic violence restraining order, and operating a motor vehicle during a second license suspension. She was held at the Monmouth County Correctional Institution. and was released on June 9, 2021 due to a court order. Now, you would think she would learn her lesson, but she would get in trouble with the law again in 2022 in the worst way. These DUIs and these police were basically trying to tell her, Miss Sytch, you need to knock this off. This is becoming a big problem. This would all lead up to what is coming next. This is why she is essentially in the system right now, what I'm about to reveal to you. And here it is. Sytch was involved in a fatal car crash in Volusia County, Florida that killed a 75-year-old man. This one took the cake. She had been warned, she had been told, she had been advised, stop drinking and driving. I don't know if she wouldn't listen or she needed help or what was going on. But now someone actually died because of her ignorance. I'm not going to go into the full details. Law enforcement had said her blood alcohol limit was 3.5 times higher than the legal limit in the fatal crash. She was placed on a $227,500 bond. A judge deemed her to be a danger to the community and revoked her bond 6 days later, and Sytch returned to jail while she awaited trial. She faces 26 years in prison. 26 years. Look, I know she needs help. That's a given. But the amount of DUIs with one person astounds me, that this was allowed to happen. And then the one particular time she gets a DUI, she kills someone. This is bad. Again, in her defense, she's like a lost puppy. And you can say all day, well, she needs help. Of course she needs help. She's got to get that help herself. All I'm going to say is this. She was a very attractive woman that capitalized on an industry that was on the rebound during the time she joined. And when the love of her life is gone, she just essentially runs amok. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, folks. And I'll see you next time.